Emily Sitars, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the Coach and Kate Spade acquisition. So who was involved? Obviously, the two companies involved were Coach and Kate Spade. So what happened was Coach acquired Kate Spade in a deal costing $2.4 billion. So not a very cheap deal. The goal of this deal was to attract the target market of the younger, trendier, millennial-aged market that Kate Spade caters to. In this deal, Coach paid $18.50 for each Kate Spade share, which is an increase of nearly 30% from where the stock was trading prior to the rumors of the sale. So obviously the popularity of both brands increased when they heard that they had the possibility of coming together. Coach wanted the goal of achieving a higher luxury brand by targeting several different markets. They already appeal to the older, higher class level customer base. Now they want to take Kate Spade's designs and be able to use those as their own and benefit from those by attracting the more trendy millennial age group. So another thing with this would be that Kate Spade focuses on a lot of flash online sales, and that's where they get the majority of their income. That's something that Coach wanted to rule out. So when did it happen? It actually happened less than a year ago in the middle of 2017, and it was after the steady decline in Coach's financial aspects beginning in 2013. In 2013, Coach hit a peak of their sales, and since then it has been steadily declining, and they're hoping to get it back up by targeting those other customer bases. So the acquisition, it had really high expectations before, and it actually proved to be more of a difficult acquisition than what they thought. The percentage of sales declined after production and fell from 66.5% to 67.8%, and it's expected to continue to decrease, which is not good considering Coach. But that's not what Coach was hoping for with this deal. So since Kate Spade was so overdependent on those online deals, that's what hurt them. By Coach cutting them out and focusing on other aspects of Kate Spade, they essentially lost those sales. So what went well with the deal, or what's going well currently? They actually acknowledge the fact that they do need to change and they do need to make these improvements. And so something that they did to help this was the launch of the 1941 luxury collection. And that included all aspects of Coach's new product line, and including the older generation targeting to the newer generation. So it was something that was inclusive for their entire customer base. And the idea was that they were going to make it a luxurious brand so that customers will pay full price, because the more in demand something is and the more higher class something seems, customers are willing to pay even more of that, especially with a big name brand like Coach or Kate Spade on there. Another thing that they've done very well, and this is something that was new to them, they have started engaging in celebrity endorsements, but with the use of Selena Gomez is currently a brand ambassador for them, and I'm sure they're working on finding other people as well. Selena Gomez is a very well-rounded individual, so she's someone who you would really want to promote your brand, and she really fits in that target market that Kate Spade has brought in, and she's also moving towards the target market that Coach originated from. So that's a really good brand ambassador for them. Another thing is that they have actually acquired that desired target market, and essentially that was the whole goal of this merger. Some things that didn't go well, like I mentioned earlier, having cut back on those online flash sales, which is something that Kate Spade really excelled in, that's hurting the company and that's hurting their sales. Kate Spade's business was running at a lower rate compared to Coach and compared to where they were running at before, and this put the margins under pressure in the first half of their fiscal year. So that's where we saw those declines in those numbers of sales and the statistics that I said earlier, and that fell nearly 2% from the previous year and nearly 2% from the previous margins. Sales didn't exactly increase as Coach had hoped. In fact, maybe they should try something that would return to a similar style of of what Kate Spade was doing earlier, and maybe just give that a try. Overall, I would say that the acquisition was successful. I I believe that in life and in everything you do, if you acknowledge that you have done something wrong and you put forth the right steps in order to make that go better, then you will be successful. And that's exactly what Coach has done. They have set forth a very meaningful and measurable plan with goals and other trying to implicate new techniques that they've not used in the past. It's almost too soon to tell, though, if this merger will be successful in the long run, because it has been less than a year since the actual merger happened, or the acquisition, sorry, and it's kind of something that's too early to tell. Although sales are declining, I know a lot of people who don't even know that Coach owned their business until you would look it up or do a project like this one. So there's still time for those numbers to go back up, and it's still in the trial and error phase. Like anything in life, when you're new, it takes a while to kind of figure out those kinks. It takes a while to really adapt to a new market. So that's just something that I think they still have been successful, even though we have seen those fiscal and financial declines. This doesn't mean that it's going to be unsuccessful forever or the business is going to close. I just think there's a little bumps in the road when you're adjusting to a new market. Like I said, Coach has developed a really strong plan, and this is something that I believe will help them get back to where they had predicted, this amount of sales that they had expected and predicted during the original acquisition. So some of the plans for their future, Coach says they're focusing on reinventing their brand, and one of the things that they've done to do this is they actually, shortly after the acquisition was handled, they renamed their brand Tapestry, and under that falls Kate Spade and Coach. And although the brand will now be known as Tapestry, all of the Kate Spade and Coach purses and accessories will still be labeled with the Coach brand. So that logo, as you see right here, will still appear on all the handbags and the accessories, but on the stocks and everything else, it'll be known as Tapestry. And that has the 3 different categories underneath it. So another thing is Coach expects earnings to raise from like $2.35 to $2.40. And that's about a $2.50 profit. Revenue will grow about 30%, as much as $5.9 billion. So that's just a prediction that was done by some analysts, but obviously that's looking like things are going up for the company and something that's going to help turn them around. Those are some pretty good numbers. So one other thing that they plan to do was Coach has said that they're developing a men's line. And that actually accounted for 20% of the Coach brand sales in the 4th quarter of the last fiscal year. And that's something that's completely new. You don't really see any other handbag dominant brands developing a men's line. And I think that's going to be something that's going to appeal to an even new target market, not just the millennials of females, but also of males as well. So that's something that's definitely going to be beneficial to them if that gets off on the right foot. And not only that, they're going to continue to develop their brand in the desired target market and their loyal customer base. So that's all I have. Any questions? No? All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. And this has been the acquisition of Coach and Tapestry.